Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast talking PBS. Today, I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
On today's episode, we are discussing the Count of Monte Cristo, episode 4, which originally aired on PBS on Sunday, April 12th, and is currently available to stream on pbs.org or in the PBS Passport app. These episodes do also re-air on your local PBS affiliate if you missed them the first time around. As mentioned, we are Girls Gone Hallmark. We are Girls Gone Hallmark everywhere around the internet. Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, Facebook. We are most active on Instagram. That's the best place to find us.
Especially if you are interested in our schedule.
Yeah.
Hey, we are also loving your emails. We are prepping for another mailbag episode this month, so send them our way. We are hello@girlsgonehallmark.com. Can I mention an email real quick?
Oh, yes, please.
Just offhand. I don't even know the details of it. I just remember somebody saying, oh, actually, it wasn't an email. It was in our recent listener survey. Somebody was like, if you're going to continue doing PBS, you should consider doing The Puzzle Lady. Do you know?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Lady? I mean, I feel like this is right in the lane of Hallmark.
It's like a mystery.
It's a mystery. Cora, aka the Puzzle Lady, is eccentric, no nonsense, and she proves the perfect way to outwit murderers, conmen, and corrupt officials.
Interesting.
This is a UK show, and I'm kind of interested in it. Maybe not for us, because we were just talking off.
I was gonna say,
like, Wendy, slow your roll. Stop with suggesting.
But maybe for you to watch, especially now that you're a PBS Passport subscriber.
I think I'm a huge PBS stan. Can I donate to them? I need a t-shirt that says like PBS Masterpiece. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear it.
You know, my husband last night...
One step closer to that Downton Abbey binge.
We are. I was watching this episode, The Count of Monte Cristo, episode 4, and it was the opera scene, and there was like opera music playing, and my husband, I was upstairs, and we are in like an open loft area, so that sound kind of like goes through the house, and he goes, what the hell are you watching? As his TV, the downstairs TV is competing with like, you know, guns firing, and I don't know what he was watching anyway. I was like, it's PBS. I actually think he would really like the show if he just, you know, it's like me. I'm a hater of all things. If somebody said, Wendy, you're going to watch The Count of Monte Cristo, I would have been like, what? And that's his response, you know?
Especially right now. It's getting so good. I don't want to talk about it yet.
We are going to get into it. Sorry, totally off the rails. I know some people don't like it.
Tune in for our listener survey recap episode coming on Monday.
I am who I am.
Yeah, there were some responses I was like, well, that's not going to change.
Yeah.
We'll get into it. Why don't we... Damn it, now do I need to watch The Puzzle Lady? There were several other recommendations. There was Poldark, which honestly I know literally nothing about. There have been a lot of PBS series. Of course, Call the Midwife, probably the longest running PBS. There's like 15 seasons.
Oh, too many.
There's a lot of good stuff on PBS.
Let me tell you, for a minute, I thought, Megan just took this really long, slow blink.
Just because behind the scenes, Wendy and I are back and forth like, and everything I do, I go, oh, I forgot. Oh, I need to, like, I have this crazy to-do list that just keeps, yes, tell me for a minute, what did you think?
I was like, do we need to separate and just have like a
PBS podcast?
PBS podcast?
Maybe. I don't think that's the worst idea in the world. But
remember when we had Long Story Short with Megan and Wendy?
Yeah.
And it took us forever to figure out
2 years.
We should pull Hallmark away from it. And then we just like totally took off.
Yeah, for 2 years, we had Girls Gone Hallmark as a bonus episode on Long Story Short, which was a very completely different podcast. And literally, you and I were sitting in these exact same seats at my kitchen table. And I go, I think Girls Gone Hallmark should be its own podcast. 15 years in the game, folks. Yeah, no, the thoughts that compete with me are for discoverability.
Yes.
You know, are people going to find PBS content on a Hallmark podcast?
No.
the other thought I have is, well, Girls Gone Hallmark has a built-in audience. Are they all going to jump to a new podcast? Like, are they listening because it's in the feed, but aren't willing to? I don't know. These are the discussions that we need to have. We do have another podcast that does exist that has been broken off. It's called Last to the Party. It started last summer as like a deep dive Bravo rewatch podcast. And we went back to the beginning with Summer House season 1. We're bringing it back this summer, jumping way ahead to the new series In the City, spurred by all the recent Summer House drama.
Right.
So you can come on over and watch that if you're a Bravo watcher.
We are diverse in what we watch.
Yes, maybe Downton Girls coming to a...
Love it. Love it.
Coming to a podcast player near you.
I mean,
This is how we make all our best decisions on the mic.
I get off, right? People are like, skip.
Are they talking about Sam Claflin yet?
Okay, let's move on. I know. Are you ready for a synopsis?
Yep.
I'm going to read the synopsis and then I have a thought.
Okay.
I'm going to share. 5 years after Edmond becomes the Count of Monte Cristo, he meets his enemies in Paris. Edmond invites them all to dinner and tells a spooky story about a newborn baby buried alive, which horrifies several of his guests. First of all, this synopsis barely covers everything that happens in this episode.
For sure.
Second, 5 years. Nobody told me there was a jump in time here.
Yeah, the only reason I knew there was a jump in time is because the synopsis appeared on screen when I was watching this.
Ah.
And at the beginning of the episode, it says years earlier. Like, it doesn't tell you a timeline. It just tells you, like, years earlier. Then we jump back to present day, which is 5 years. I assume 5 years from when we last met Edmond. But why can we get the on-screen text that says years earlier and not the on-screen text? I guess it's confusing. Like, if you say years earlier, it's not 5 years later from years earlier. It's
Right.
5 years. So
Since he...
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But I thought that was confusing. That was not the only confusing element of this episode for me.
No, I had to do lots and lots of Googling. We do have some news and notes.
Billy August directed all 8 episodes of this miniseries. Billy's a Danish screenwriter, cinematographer, and director, and he's currently in pre-production on Julius Caesar. Are we going to be watching that at Tu Brute?
Maybe. I mean, I feel a little like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like sophisticated?
Yeah.
Because we're doing all these like
I watched
literary-
PBS,
Yeah.
that and my New Yorker subscription, and I'm a whole grown up.
This is midlife, baby.
Greg Leder and Sandra Petralia wrote all 8 episodes of the miniseries.
Our regular cast returns, including Sam Claflin as Edmond Dantès, Michelle Riondino as Jacopo, and Jason Barnett as Caderousse.
We also have the addition of several new players. You can see all of them on our website, Girls Gone Hallmark, where there is a complete list in our show notes. Hey, Wendy, what's your first impression of episode 4 of The Count of Monte Cristo?
I was prepared for juicy revenge, not whatever dark, sinister turn this just took.
Right? Wendy texted me as she starts watching. She's like, oh, this is dark. And this was dark.
Wow.
My first impression is simply, ooh, we're getting to the good stuff.
Yeah, but doesn't it make you feel a little bit uncomfortable?
Oh, yeah, I'm a little nervous. We'll talk about it.
I love that everybody who's ever read this novel and or seen a previous version of the show is like, hey, dummies, welcome.
Get there faster. Yeah, I actually am kind of glad that I haven't read the book because it's like watching an unknown series. You're like,
Yeah.
what's going to happen? Even though this is very much like a known property, I have no previous exposure. So I'm just experiencing it in real time as I watch.
I know. And yesterday, as I'm Googling, because I'm like, I need some context here. What's happening?
Well, yeah, and then you see like things that are coming, right, when you Google.
Oh, I don't want to spoil, but
No. But let's talk what we liked about this episode.
okay. Go ahead.
Well, we had asked ourselves, what's this revenge going to look like? What do you think this is going to look like? And we start to get a picture of it in this episode. And I am shocked that I'm kind of loving the revenge stuff. I think it walks a very fine line. It's very uncomfortable to watch in some spots. But when he starts connecting with Albert, Fernand and Mercedes' son, I was like, oh no. What's he going to do to poor Albert? Because I was thinking,
I thought Albert was a goner, to be honest.
well, I thought, right, they're going to kidnap him. They're going to torture him. This is how he's going to get. Because what revenge? Like, that's the worst thing you or I could ever imagine. Like, get to our kids, right?
Sure.
But I appreciate that so far he did scare Albert. He did it in a way that indebted Albert to him, that made Albert want to be warm and welcoming to him, feel like he was owed a favor. You know, he did walk a line, like had him kidnapped, all of that. But I think that maybe we're seeing like there is some level of moral compass in his revenge.
In Edmond Dantes' moral compass.
Like he's not willing to harm the innocent
yet
too much.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yet. Right. I don't know what's coming. I have not seen that spoiled yet for me.
Oh, I haven't seen anything spoiled yet either, but I'm like, we might get there.
Sure, that possibility remains. But when I realized that the Count was 10 steps ahead of me in this process, I was like, oh, the storytelling is what I'm really liking, the reveal of the story and what's happening. I have said it before, I do plan to read this after because I would love to get more into the details, especially having seen it play out. I feel like I'll be able to envision it better. But really, he's devising a multi-layered plan to psychologically torture these men.
3D chess.
Yes.
Whatever. I agree. When he embeds himself into the lives of Albert and then Mercedes and Fernand, it's so smart and intimate. It's next level. Like, you're right. He is 10 steps ahead of whatever they might find out. He's going to be way ahead of them. I kind of love this slow infiltration of being in Paris and being in this world, right? Like you said, like, I enjoy the revenge part of it. And even in previous episodes, might have been last week's episode or the week before, I was like, you know, that ticks like some sort of like box in me. Like, I'm drawn to that. But I'm also super uncomfortable.
Yeah, doesn't this go far beyond anything you or I could imagine inflicting on our high school enemies, right? Like,
right. But every scene is so tense. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you going to do? What's going to happen? Are you going to be exposed? Which I have some thoughts about in my wishes. But
look, when we get that opening scene of Villefort burying a box with a live baby in it, that sets the tone for this whole episode.
Yeah, I have a lot to say about that. But I want to back it up. The setup in Rome with Albert's kidnapping, like you said, I was like, oh no, where's this going? Like, they're going to hurt Albert. And I was like, Albert's an innocent byproduct in all of this. But I would assume like that would be the best revenge, is to get back at, you know, he's not trying to get back at Mercedes though.
Isn't he though?
I don't know. That's a good question.
He does say the love of my life, the only woman. I think he says in present tense, like the woman I love at one point. But when he sees her, I think there is a level to which he feels betrayed by her.
Because she's with Fernand, her cousin.
Yeah, and it wasn't all that long after.
She thought
it was
dead.
1 year after.
I know, but she thought he was dead.
Okay, but it's the great love of your life.
I don't know. No, I would never.
And he dies. You're like, well,
I would never put that on somebody. Like, you must pine for me for the rest of your life.
I wouldn't either.
Now.
I wouldn't either. I agree with you.
It would not make me feel revengeful. I think he's revengeful. If he's revengeful towards Mercedes, that's where I feel it's complicated at. I think
for sure. I think so too.
The wrong
She didn't act with malice.
Yes, exactly. Towards Ferdinand, I think he needs to be more revengeful towards Villefort. He's the one who put him in jail. And Danglars and...
I mean, he definitely has it out for Villefort in this episode.
I know.
Like, how did he come to have that information?
That's also in my wishes,
Okay.
too.
Okay.
That is also my wishes.
Let's keep talking likes.
Okay. I like that Mercedes is clocking something, is not off about, like, Dante's. I have complicated feelings about this, and I'm sorry if I'm not articulating it. But I like that she's like, you seem kind of familiar. I'm going to talk more of my wishes. How do they not recognize this person?
Oh, gosh, 100%. That's in my wishes, too. But I think she does. Like, when she starts, like, breathing heavily, and then I think she... Like, at first you're like, does she know? And then when she kind of has, like, a little panic attack...
Yeah.
I think she knows.
But she's probably questioning because she's like, no.
That doesn't make sense. How is that possible?
This doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I wish we kind of had like her perspective a little bit.
Sure.
Like some sort of like writing in her diary of like, I think I saw, I don't know. I need something.
Yeah.
Something I would love from.
Tweeting like, oh my God, guys, I saw my dead fiance.
Yeah, exactly.
How could this possibly be happening?
I could not help when they're in the opera scene and like everybody's like staring at each other through their like binoculars. Do you know that song by Somber where it's like, in a room full of people, I look for you? I was like, that's what was playing in my head. That is what is playing. And in fact, I was going to use that as my first impression. And I was like, maybe a little niche. Get it. Anyway, my last like is the dinner party from hell. This was so good, I thought. Yeah. So creepy, so sinister.
He should just like drop a little bombs. He's just like,
totally.
And very casually, and not even in a way that he's like pretending like these are major declarations. He's just like, in this room, interesting.
So creepy.
Here's the lore of this room. And it was you.
Yeah, I know. But this is where he scares me a little bit. Like,
he is scary.
He's scary, right?
Sam Claflin is so good. And the reactions he does on his face sometimes are so minor. I said this in the first episode too, but the way he reacts when he's in that opera and he starts panicking and just the way his face changes, and then the way he just puts that mask up in front of these men and tells this story and talks about the mortals, the poisons that he possesses. And oh my gosh.
So creepy. Do you have any other likes?
Well, actually, I really liked the storytelling behind the baby reveal.
Okay.
We open and you had texted me, you're like, who's having this baby? And fortunately, I had closed captioning on and I heard them say Hermione and I wrote that down, but I was like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
And then I just knew that there was a woman. And the only reason I even recognized that as Villefort is because the midwife says, yes, I know you're Villefort.
Yeah.
Then we rewind and we get it told through the midwife's eyes and we get all of the information and we get the reveal that Danglars' wife had Villefort's baby and he attempted to murder that baby, but the midwife saved him. That was really great storytelling. Even though I was like, in the beginning, I was like, wait, who are these? What's going on?
Yeah.
The reveal.
I was like, what did I miss?
Yeah, for sure.
So there wasn't any explanation, right?
No, not until the end.
Okay.
Not until the end.
I mean, that's a lot to like bring your viewers. That's how you're going to lose viewers. Like, you got to give us, like, don't jump from here to there.
Well, unless you're like, wait, I got to stick around and see what's going on. And at least they did it all in the same episode.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Well, I'll tell you, that's where I did all my Googling at. Because I was like,
oh,
did Villefort have an affair with this woman?
Or was it before?
From what I read is, and in this episode, you hear that we're in the home of Villefort's first wife's parents.
Yeah.
Right? So I think he might have been married at some point to someone else, and he may have had something with Hermione, who was not yet with Danglars. It's messy. It's messy. I also had read that what we saw in this episode is not what happens in the book.
Interesting.
There's some other person that sees the baby being buried, and that person is the one who saves the baby. It's not the midwife. And I thought, okay, well, they've simplified this a little bit. But who does that baby turn out to be then?
Oh yeah, that's the biggest question.
I don't know who it is. How old are they in present day? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it? It's not the child who has the seizures, is it? No, because that would be Villefort. No, never mind. Scratch all that.
And that's Villefort's son.
Right.
With his current wife.
Is it his? It is his current. Okay. I just need to know who this baby is.
Right.
And that's going to help establish like some time markers too.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's talk wishes.
Okay. I already talked about it. I needed way more context into the Villefort baby situation. We just talked about it.
Yeah, and again, the book, The Count of Monte Cristo, I think is 1,200 pages long. So obviously there's far more context in the book than they can put even into an 8-episode miniseries. So we are having to make some leaps. And I wonder if when people are making an adaptation like this, are they expecting their viewers to have that context? Or are they just saying, look, there are some things you're going to have to be okay with not having all the details about? Because it tells a story.
Sure.
But for me, I do have many, many questions. Many questions. And you talked about it. How do these men not recognize him? I think it speaks, that would enrage me actually if I was Edmond, because I would think, I'm so inconsequential to these men that they ruined my life and then forgot about me.
Yeah.
Whereas Mercedes, her recognizing him speaks to his value to her, right? What do you mean you don't remember me? Yeah. You stole my fiance, you freaking weirdo.
Yeah, totally. Next wish is how, and you talked about it too, how is Edmond figuring all of this out? I don't understand. Like, he has resources, he has people, he has time, but the level of detail that he knows about like Villefort and Hermione and the baby, how does he know all that
Yeah,
stuff?
how did he know that it ever happened?
We only have that one shot where he's going through all those papers, but that was about his arrest and all that stuff. So
yeah, I mean, he finds the midwife. How did he even know to go looking for this person? Like, yeah.
Catarous?
Well, yes, but Catarous seems to be good at executing a plan. Catarous is not the brains behind this operation. So, well, sure, I think Catarous was the one who found the information. How did he know to even look for it?
Right. It just feels very advanced. And like you said, I wonder if writers who do an adaptation like this are just like, okay, just viewers go along with the story here.
Yeah, just accept that he got the information and we're going to be good with that.
Yeah, that's interesting to me. Also, Jacopo, I didn't know you had that in you when he slits the
Oh my gosh.
of the asylum guard or whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
I thought we were like playing in an area of like non-murder.
Well, and I kind of actually like that Edmund's like,
Like, what are you doing, dude?
that's actually kind of a problem for us.
Yeah.
That, you know, these actions do have consequences. You know, I think Jacopo has gotten to the point where he's like, well, I'm untouchable because Edmund has all these resources.
Perhaps.
So I just, you know, walk amongst this world with a lot of freedom. I forgot to mention a like, and that is, remember back in episode 3, Edmund saves Jacopo from the authorities. And we're like, yeah, but he's a bad guy. Like, why are you trusting this criminal?
Yeah.
With basically your life. In this episode, I get some clarity on that because when he saves Luigi, he's like, hey, they're coming for you. You might want to hide. Luigi's like, why did you help me? He says, I have an aversion to authority. So here, I'm like, okay, he hates authority more than he is concerned about Jacopo's criminal tendencies.
Got it. Yeah.
So he's like, I got to stick it to somebody, and it's going to be those guys.
Got it. Makes sense.
I also want to know what the drug that Edmund is taking for his stress and anxiety is.
I Googled it.
Well, I Googled it too. And then it led me down a rabbit hole of a whole bunch of drugs that he takes apparently throughout and I was like, this is too much. I'm just going to walk away. What did your Google?
It was like some tincture that would basically calm him down.
I mean, yeah, it seemed like he was taking, you know, medieval Xanax, but
Yeah.
yeah, apparently there's more drugs coming
Oh, really?
in other ways. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
And then I just need to know where that baby is. Where's that baby?
Where's that baby? Who's that baby? Is this baby somebody we've seen before? Who raised that baby? The midwife didn't raise that baby.
Yeah, and does it even matter?
It doesn't.
There's no DNA testing, so
Right.
you know, it's not like they're gonna be like, "This is your baby," and they'll be like,
Yeah.
"No, it's not."
You are the father. Yeah. All right. Are you ready for some discussion questions?
Yeah.
I want to talk about the drugs. Do you think his behavior is influenced by whatever he's taking? Like, is he going off the deep end because he's high on something, or
Oh, like you think that made him mean?
maybe?
No, I think 15 years in prison just really altered his brain chemistry.
And where the hell is he getting all these potions from?
I mean, money buys everything, apparently.
I guess. I'm like, I don't think Abby didn't teach him anything about chemistry.
No, but I really do need like the Count of Monte Cristo the lost years. Like, what were we doing? Give me a montage, all the things that you were doing in these 5 years.
Do we think Edmond is a genius because this plan is elaborate?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, it's the chess, not checkers of it all. I mean, he has a pretty incredible mind, I think, to put all of these pieces into motion. I think he's seeing the next steps ahead of when they happen. You know, he buys this estate and then backwards engineers getting all of these people here and all of the things. You know, he's got to make the connections with Albert in order to get in with these people. I unless there's another brains behind the operation, I do think there's a lot of credit to be given to him.
It has me wondering, people who have like read this book, what they think of the character of the Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah.
Like, is he because I truly don't know. Is he a villain? Is he a good guy? Is he justified? And in the end, like, will it be like, oh, it was all worth it? I don't know. I don't know where we're at. That's why I don't want to Google too much, because I don't want to
No, me
spoil it
either.
for me. Do you think Edmond is still about justice, pursuit of justice, or has he crossed into something darker here?
To me, it's more revenge than justice.
Yeah.
It's not just, I went to prison, now you should go to prison. It's, I suffered enormously and now you will suffer enormously. Those two things aren't the same.
Yeah. Gosh. It's just.
And I'm going to decide what that suffering looks like.
How many episodes are left?
4.
This is only one season.
Yeah.
This is a mini series.
Yeah.
This has an end point.
It does.
Oh boy. Okay. My last question. If somebody told you a story like that at a dinner party, would you stay or would you be out the door?
About the baby?
Yeah. Like, invited you into their home and
I'd be like,
really,
looking around at the people around me like, what's going on? Who is it? Why is this bed still a mess all these years later?
God, so creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny because, you know, they're all out in the yard and everybody's like drinking champagne and her mind's like, obviously,
And nobody's reacting to her.
not even her husband,
No.
except for like Villefort, like goes and says something to
I'm
her.
like, shut up.
He's like, put a smile on that face. God, these men are awful.
I know.
Well, even like Villefort is really the true villain here so far. We've seen like Dan
We don't hear a
Glares.
word from Danglars in this episode.
Danglars, yeah. I'm like, is he that bad of a guy?
He just seems like happy to be there. And I was like, oh, you really have no idea who he is. Like when he gets out of that coach at the country estate, I was like,
I mean, I think he's motivated because Dantès was like, oh yeah, I got 4 million franc to invest in your bank or whatever.
yeah. And if you think way back to the beginning, Danglars was so butthurt when he didn't get promoted that I think he likes station and influence and power. And he's like, oh, I'm being invited by this very wealthy man to participate.
Right.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
How do you feel about the way Edmond is treating Caderousse?
Yeah, good question. He's still pissed off at him.
Yeah. And I think, like, yes, we talked about this. Inaction makes him guilty adjacent.
Right.
But we're 5 years in, and he's still kind of treating him poorly.
Yeah, and Caderousse is doing everything that is asked of him.
When he says, can I sit down and have a meal with you? Honestly, it broke my heart.
I know.
I don't know why I'm feeling bad for this man, but I understood Caderousse's actions. Like, he was not in a good place to stop these men.
Exactly.
So,
Dantes needs to give him a little bit of grace.
Yeah.
And maybe like right the ship. Yeah, dude, like you kind of did me dirty, but now
It's been 5 years. Like, you've proven your loyalty.
Exactly.
I'm gonna bring you into the inner circle.
Yeah. Let the man eat a meal with you. I mean, you let Jacopo.
I know. He loves Jacopo. Although he did piss him off in this episode.
I know. Anyway.
All right. We will be back next week with more reviews of The Count of Monte Cristo. If you're enjoying these, listen to our reviews of The Foresights, also on PBS, and drop into our email, which is hello@girlsgonehallmark.com. Let us know, should these PBS reviews become their own separate podcast? We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.